Okej, witam was po przerwie, ponieważ zrobiłem sobie przerwę. Zacząłem nagrywać 4. rozdział, ale niestety zabrakło mi miejsca na dysku. Ja tego nie zauważyłem, no i po prostu te wszystkie pliki, które ja myślałem, że się nagrały, one się po prostu najzwyczajniej w świecie nie nagrały, tak więc muszę nagrywać od początku i tak się załamałem, że po prostu przestałem nagrywać. No ale jestem, wracam, nagrywamy kolejną część 4. rozdziału. Zrobiliśmy zdjęcie kamiennej tablicy i teraz idziemy poszukać odpowiedzi. Co to są za hieroglify? W tym celu udamy się do miasteczka. Miejmy nadzieję, że tam nam ktoś odpowie na nasze pytania i dowiemy się czegoś więcej, ponieważ Darren nie ma zielonego pojęcia, co to jest, co to może oznaczać. Musimy poszukać czarnej kuli, żeby przejść do portalu. No ale nie wiemy niestety skąd, tak więc idziemy do dr Winterbottom.
Hello, doctor? Can I ask you a quick question?
Of course. Come on up.
No i rozmawiamy.
Hi, doc.
Adrian, what can I do for you?
Tell me, doc, have you had a look at the museum here?
To be honest, no. I've never been, and I never will.
It's probably better that way. She'd probably hit the roof if she saw the Heinz Hermann heads. Then, I guess you don't know anything about the black ball?
I'm sorry, no.
Look at this.
What is it?
Some kind of hieroglyphs, I think. Are you familiar with this kind of thing?
With hieroglyphs? No. But I think I've got a book about it. Just a minute. Here, I bought this before my holiday in Egypt. But I've never read it. Perhaps there's something in there that interests you.
Thanks. Bye, doc.
Look after yourself, Adrian.
Dobra, teraz musimy przeczytać. A w tym celu używamy hieroglifów na książce. No i sprawdzamy. Dobrze, że Darren tego nie będzie wszystkiego nam czytać, ponieważ myślę, że...
Okay then. There are a few signs which are in other languages as well. I'm definitely not going to find any others in here. I'm pretty sure that the script from the cavern is not in this book. Pity. But it was worth a try. There's something here on the last page. Dr. Winterbottom, thanks for the loan. The text was very enlightening. Best wishes, Edward.
Czyli mamy wskazówkę. Nie dowiedzieliśmy się, co oznaczają hieroglify, ale mamy wskazówkę, że Edward coś może wiedzieć na ten temat. Do niego zajdziemy, ale na początku przejdźmy do muzeum. Mam nadzieję, że już otworzyli, ponieważ już mam nadzieję, że minął ten 1 grudzień i ten remont. Poważnie? Ja byłem przekonany, że to muzeum będzie zamknięte przez cały ten rozdział, ale jak widać jest otwarte i jest troszeczkę przebudowane, więc pooglądajmy sobie. Naprawdę nie wiedziałem, jeszcze tutaj nie byłem, a mimo że grałem już kilka razy w Black Mirror.
Hi. Huh? The sign? Please don't talk to the staff. Oh, right. Strange guy. Probably not even a real cop.
No i pooglądajmy sobie wszystko, bo widzimy tutaj dużo ciekawych rzeczy, na przykład księgę.
It's got diary of a murderer written on it, in bloody writing. Yeah, right. The chains and meat hooks are just for decoration, because they're so pretty. Dr. Heinz Hermann's bone-sawing utensils. Murray's murder marketing certainly takes on a variety of forms.
O nie, zobaczcie co tutaj jest. Spalone zwłoki panny Walej. Przesadził trochę.
A replica of Miss Valley's burnt corpse. This really goes beyond the bounds of good taste. Couldn't someone sue Murray for such tastelessness?
No, troszeczkę przesadził. Tutaj widzimy klucz duszy, ale tutaj widzimy Darrena. O, aż dziwne, tylko szkoda, że nie możemy popatrzeć na to. Model latarni, spalony zamek, książka.
The lighthouse in miniature. Hand blown by Murray's Arts and Crafts Group.
A nie, bardzo możliwe, że tutaj byłem w tej lokacji, właśnie dlatego nie możemy sprawdzić mankiety spalonego zamku i Darena, ponieważ bardzo możliwe, że już przeglądałem to wszystko, ponieważ to jest jakiś stary save z 2011 roku. A może nawet i później. Nie, chyba później raczej, bo 2011 to... No, ale w każdym bądź razie któryś save, w który już grałem, tak więc bardzo możliwe, że już to wszystko przeglądałem, tak więc musicie mi wybaczyć, ale nie mam innego save'u.
The pictures are of the murder scenes. This is the lighthouse where Miss Valley was killed. That's the back of Blackmere Castle, the place where the gardener died 12 years ago. The picture's been used a lot by the newspapers and for postcards.
No ale pooglądamy wszystko to, co możemy.
The Stone Circle. That's where Vic, Miss Valley's little brother, was murdered. You can get that in poster format in the hotel.
A my teraz tam koczujemy w poszukiwaniu portalu. Samuela nie możemy już zobaczyć, doktora Heinza Hermana i Vika też nie możemy, czyli ja tutaj byłem, tak, więc jednak byłem, mogłem nie pamiętać, tak więc musicie mi wybaczyć podwójnie, że skłamałem.
An old bureau. Why's that here? Was someone murdered on it? Or with it?
Ale naprawdę nie pamiętałem, żebym tu był, no dziwne, nie wiem, może jakaś zaćma, może... Śmieszna jest ta animacja. No dziwnie to trochę wygląda bez efektów dźwiękowych. Mógł się jeszcze postarać o efekty dźwiękowe, jak już tak bardzo chciał. O, Vic tylko ruszył rękami. Jak pamiętamy, ostatnio te wszystkie figurki Samuela, doktora Heinza i Vika były w tamtym pomieszczeniu. Zobaczmy, co tam teraz jest.
The sensational part of the museum used to be behind this wall. No idea why Murray walled it up. Perhaps to save on heating costs?
Też mi wymyślił. A tutaj mamy palącą mankietę się zamku. No nic, może z nimi nie rozmawiałem.
Excuse me.
Nie rozmawiałem.
May I ask you something?
Kozlady. Svetlanushka, look. They even got the Darren Michaels look-alike.
Fantastic! He looks so much like the real thing.
What do you want to ask, Yusha?
I hope you're not gonna miss the black ball. Unfortunately, it was stolen a few weeks ago.
Нет, we saw last time here.
They are here just for corpses. It's done very well. Очень красиво.
Thank you. I'll pass the compliment on. Would you mind taking part in a little survey? We're planning a new exhibition about ancient dark powers that have been doing evil in Willow Creek for thousands of years.
Отлично!
The lettering should of course suit it. What do you think about these kind of hieroglyphs?
What a kaya chunya! It looks like children's book from Egypt. No horror. Boring.
More death, da.
I'm sure we can manage that. Thank you. Enjoy our museum.
We do that. Спасибо.
No dobra, trochę się pośpieszyłem z tym, że nie byłem tutaj. No ale cóż, każdy może zapomnieć, prawda? Tutaj jakieś klucze, broszury, myślę, że nic ciekawego, tak więc wyjdźmy stąd. I idźmy do Edwarda. Warto było odwiedzić to muzeum, ponieważ, no, przypomina się dwójka. Może to muzeum nie jest jakieś najlepsze, no ale cóż. Dobra, porozmawiajmy z Edwardem.
Edward,
Sir?
all on your own today?
Denise is ill.
But wasn't she here this morning?
Yes. She went down with a virus all of a sudden.
Might that be the Conrad Spooner virus?
I think it's got plenty of names. Whatever the case, it doesn't just make you unfit for work. It makes you unfit for marriage, too.
I'm very sorry, Edward.
Well, anyway, it's not infectious.
The last time you were in the museum, did you ever look at that black ball?
Yes. Apparently, it was the only thing of any value in there. That's why it got stolen. However, I still ask myself to this day what it was supposed to be exactly. It was too dark for a kind of crystal ball like fortune tellers use. What's your opinion?
Well, it certainly wasn't a bowling ball.
Że trafił swój na swego, z humorem.
You're interested in ancient history?
Quite true, sir. You could say it's a hobby of mine. I've been collecting ancient coins from different cultures for years now. You build up quite a substantial knowledge doing that, you know.
Fantastic. Could you take a look at this and tell me what you make of it?
Oh, yes. I've seen this script before somewhere. It's druidic. Very old.
Can you read it?
Reading might be an exaggeration. It's more a kind of pictorial story. I think it's a description of a burial ritual. Yes, that could well be the case. Here, the dead person seems to be some kind of ecclesiastical person. A priest, if you will. You can see that by the crooked staff. That symbol was often used for spiritual leaders.
And he has a black ball in his hand. Are you saying that it could be like one of those that was in the museum?
Oh, you could even be right there. If that's the case, then I'm not at all surprised it was stolen. It would be worth a fortune.
Might it be possible that there are more of them?
I wouldn't exclude that possibility. If it's some kind of a burial gift for priests, then there could be a chance you'd find one under a burial mound.
You mentioned a burial mound. Is there one around here?
Oh, yes, sir. There are supposed to be one or two around here. At least they discovered some a few years ago. It was even in the paper. Ah, now I remember where I recognize the hieroglyphics from. There was a photograph of the tomb in the paper, along with the research team. These kinds of hieroglyphics were engraved in the rocks.
A research team? Damn. I bet they cleared out the tomb completely.
You would think so. But you could...
I could what?
Excuse my tactlessness, sir. Miss Valley, she was involved with the excavation. A group of archaeology students were here in this area looking for pagan relics, and they discovered a burial mound quite by chance. It was quite an exciting event.
And, who else was involved in this enterprise?
Nobody I knew, I regret to say, sir.
Thanks anyway, Edward. You've helped me a lot.
Sir, would you happen to have a moment's time?
Yeah?
It's rather unpleasant for me to mention this so brashly, but Dr. Winterbottom said I ought to do it. Now, as master of Black Mirror Castle, would you happen to have any staff requirements? I would be most pleased to be able to work for you, sir.
Huh? What's gonna happen to the cafe if you're no longer here?
Oh, don't worry about that. Denise's father already has a new business idea, and I don't believe I'm the right sort of chap for it.
Is that so? Isn't the cafe doing so well? What could do better here in Willow Creek, then?
An undertaking business. Funerals, sir.
Of course. I should have thought of that myself. But I really don't know if I can actually use a butler. I need construction guys or a demolition company more urgently.
It is precisely a butler's job to look after such things.
Maybe you're right. Well then, why not come up to the castle tomorrow sometime? Then we can give it some more thought.
Thank you very much, sir.
Take care, Edward.
I'll do my best, sir.
No, było to takie bardzo krzepiące, ta cała rozmowa, z racji tego, że dowiedzieliśmy się i mamy już pewien szlak, że możemy sprawdzić wykopaliska, które panna Valley miała na celu przeszukać. No i Edward zaproponował nam pomoc w zamku. Ale tak, chciałbym jeszcze, zanim pójdę na posterunek policji. Chciałbym jeszcze odwiedzić Ralfa, bo u niego nie byliśmy jeszcze. Miejmy nadzieję, że tam Ralf siedzi w chatce. No i tak, jak widać, Darren zyskuje już swoich nowych przyjaciół, ponieważ Konrad Spooner zaczął go, no tak mi się zdaje przynajmniej, lubić i zaczęli w jakiś sposób współpracować, się dogadywać. No i Edward, który przedtem, no, był taki dosyć oschły w stosunku do nas, chociaż może nie, on taki po prostu ma styl bycia. Właśnie teraz zaproponował nam pomoc i chce zostać naszym lokajem, ale wydaje się sympatycznym kolesiem, tak więc miejmy nadzieję, że Darren da mu szansę. Zobaczmy, czy jest Ralph.
Ralph, are you there? It's Darren.
Yes?
Phil, the guy who locked you up, is dead. Ralph, did you hear? You don't need to worry anymore. No one's gonna hurt you.
Aha, czyli nic się nie dowiedzieliśmy tak na dobrą sprawę. No dobra, idziemy na posterunek Willow Creek. I tam miejmy nadzieję, że czegoś się dowiemy na temat wykopalisk, które przeprowadzała panna Valley. Miejmy nadzieję, że Konrad Spooner, jak już nam tak pomaga, to i nam pomoże i tym razem. Porozmawiajmy sobie z nim. Znowu mu przerwałem, no jest.
Inspector Spooner.
Little Lord Adrian, what can the village Bobby do for you?
Are you trying to suck up to me, or are you pulling my leg?
You choose.
Have you arrested Tom?
He vanished into the woods. We've started a search.
This black ball that was stolen from the museum.
You want to give it back? That'd be very nice, of course.
So it hasn't turned up again?
No.
Have you seen anything like this before?
Something similar. In the cells on the wall.
Cięty żart ma Konrad Spooner, ale widać, że trafił swój na swego, znowu zresztą, ponieważ Adrian również ma taki żart dosyć ciężki.
There are supposed to be burial mounds in this area. Do you happen to know where any of them are?
You've just inherited a castle. Now you want to move again?
Couldn't you give me just one decent answer, please?
Ah, well. If it means so much, yeah. No, I don't know where you might find a burial mound.
Might you possibly be able to give me a tiny bit of information?
Really? I can't wait.
You searched Miss Valley's house, didn't you? Did you come across any kind of archaeological notes or drawings while you were at it?
Zach?
Hmm?
Shouldn't you been off on the beat long ago? You know, Adrian, I get the feeling that our, let's call it a relationship, has got rather bogged down of late. You're constantly coming to me with some new request. It's always me who's supposed to give you something. I'm thinking it's time we changed all that.
Would you like to come with me to see Doc Winterbottom? Do some couple therapy?
Nice idea, but I've got something else planned. As you perhaps already noticed, I sometimes tend towards making quite hasty judgments. That's one of the reasons they redeployed me here to Willow Creek. I'd actually imagine my life as a police inspector somewhat differently.
Pursuits, shootouts, explosions.
You're looking into my very soul. But without some clear evidential success under my belt, I'm not going to be getting out of this dump all that quickly. And what with your circumstances having sadly changed somewhat.
What's supposed to have changed there? I'm innocent now, just like I always was.
But now your nobility, as you have so strikingly noticed. And here in good old England, that is a good reason to treat things with more of a feather-like touch. Or to put it another way, an error in such a case would definitely not be good for my career.
Have I got this right? You're crapping yourself because I own a castle now.
Perhaps it's still not too late to forget the whole thing and close the case. But to do that, I have to present the judge with something meaningful.
Is that a polite request for a confession? Are you kidding me?
No, you misunderstood me. The thing with Tom and that Phil is already a good start. Also, Murray has corrected his statement and given you an alibi for the Miss Valley murder. Seems to like you a lot, that bloke. But there's still this Lewis and Angelina woman. They're officially missing. But someone who's missing also can be a perpetrator. You do see that?
Ah, we're speaking the same language at last. What's happening with Miss Valley's house now? Have you found anything there?
We only found some photos of you, and we also took a few other things relevant to the case. If you think you can find something there that might bring this case to a close, then I'll let you have a look around the house.
Are we partners then?
Not the expression I'd use. Hey, but this conversation never took place, okay? Zach will go with you, and I want to be informed about everything.
Of course, Inspector.
No proszę, jaka miła współpraca nawiązała się
Fare thee well, my lord.
pomiędzy Spoonerem i Adrianem.
Can I ask you something briefly?
Hmm?
Do you have any idea where Matt went to? I didn't see him in the village.
He was in the pub yesterday, but where is he today? Don't know. You could submit a missing persons report.
In the next life, maybe. I'm sure you must have heard of the White Lady.
She's spooked around the woods for centuries. Why do you ask? Is she a relative of yours too?
Ale w sumie miał rację.
Do you know the story of the Gordon brothers, Marcus and Mordred?
No, but I know the story of Tom and Bobby, and that's enough for me.
Okay.
Właśnie tym się różnią następne części, druga i trzecia od jedynki. Właśnie humorem, którego mi brakowało w jedynce.
Constable, do you know what I'm doing right now? I'm looking for demonic portals. They were built here before the Holy Ghost had even dared think of Jesus.
Ah, yes. Well, happy hunting.
I found a bear trap in the woods. Are those kind of traps even allowed?
I know there are hunters out and about all year round, but I'm sure they don't use bear traps. There aren't any bears in England.
What are the traps for then? And who set them?
Maybe the bears have laid some to catch the hunters.
You've got a logical explanation for everything, haven't you? The most important thing for you is that you don't have to waste any time having a proper look at things.
That's what it looks like.
The inspector said that it wouldn't be a problem if I wanted to have a look at Miss Valley's house for myself, but that you should come along to keep an eye on me.
If that's what he said, I'll go and get the keys. Have fun with the search. Just tell me when you want to go.